Hi everyone, welcome to Nurse 602 Midwifery Perspectives. I'm excited to get this semester going and I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you. I know some of your names I saw as we went through interviews and some of you have talked to through interviews, but most of the class I still haven't met yet, so hopefully we get to know each other a little better as time goes on. I just want to give you a brief overview as to this course so you could kind of get a feel for it before class actually starts and kind of get things organized for yourself. Let's see. So we'll start off with the objectives for the course. So for this course, the goals would be for the students to explain the history, purpose, and function of the American College of Nurse Midwives, or the ACNM, discuss historical perspectives that led to the development of nurse midwifery in the United States, examine trends in nurse midwifery education, licensing, and services, analyze societal influences on the profession of nurse midwifery, consider strategies to support inclusivity and anti-racist practice based on consideration of the historical and current impact on discrimination in healthcare and the profession of midwifery. Sounds like a lot, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun in this course. I love midwifery and I love history, so it's like the perfect combination for me. So hopefully you will all enjoy it as well. An overview of the course. The course actually runs 14 weeks, but we only have 12 weeks of content because we do get 2 break weeks during this course during week 6 and 13. Our weekly flow will be similar to how all the other courses go. We run Monday to Sunday. Some assignments are due midweek, such as forums are due Thursday nights at midnight. That's your initial forum post is due Thursday at midnight, and that just allows for your peers to read and have time to comment on your post by the end of the week or Sunday. So all other assignments are due, like for example, forum replies on Sunday nights at midnight, just so you are aware of that. Our resources for this course, there's several things as you go through the syllabus in each week and look at the modules. There's different things to watch, different things to read, PowerPoints, etc. But these are basically considered our textbooks. The primary textbook is The History of Midwifery in the United States. The Midwife Said, Fear Not. And that talks about all different kinds of midwifery in the United States, including certified nurse midwives, licensed midwives, etc. Of course, we're going to focus a little bit more on the certified nurse midwife aspect. And our second most common book that we'll be reading is Birthing Justice, Black Women, Pregnancy, and Childbirth. And that gives us both some facts and some figures, but also some personal stories as well, and helps build on some of the other information we'll be reading on. And then Witches, Midwives, and Nurses. Just kind of an interesting historical perspective there as well. The overview of our content. So here are like the topics for each of our weeks. Week 1 is what is a midwife, and specifically like why did you choose midwifery, etc. We'll talk about it in a minute, but we do have a big group project, and the sign up for that is in week 1. So if you have time and you're perusing the content, you could look there and just sign up for which topic looks most interesting to you. Week 2 is racism and white privilege as societal influences impacting midwifery and women's health. Week 3 is the history of midwives in the Middle Ages and beyond. Week 4 is early midwifery beginnings in the United States. Week 5, midwifery beginnings in the U.S. South. Break week on week 6. Week 7 is current manifestations of racism and inequity in reproductive health care. Week 8, Midwifery Legacies Project versus the Midwifery History paper, and I'll talk about that on the next slide as well when we talk about some assignments. Week 9 are providers and sites of perinatal care, an alphabet soup of all the different initials you'll see. Week 10 is the history of the ACNM, or the American College of Nurse Midwives. Week 11 is focusing on international midwifery. Week 12, the history of midwifery education in the United States. Our second break week is week 13, and then week 14, we have a wrap-up. So our major assignments, the big one is our group presentations and quizzes, and they start fairly early. So like I said, if you want to look at week 1, it says by the end of the week, and then there's kind of a sign-up area for you. There's different topics to choose from. Keep in mind, based on the number of people we have in this course, there should be about 4 to 5 of you on each of those topics. I don't think we'd need any more than 5 in any one week. So you're going to be basically picking out a topic that looks interesting to you, preparing a presentation, and then you're also going to be writing some quiz questions, and those quizzes will actually be completed by your classmates and part of the grade for this course as well. The Midwifery Legacies Project, or the Midwifery History Paper. The history paper is basically like a book report. You're going to read one of the optional books. So if you want to get a jump on that too, you can. There's a list of books on biographies on different midwives. And then there's some criteria listed in the module associated with that in week 8 that tells you what is required. An additional optional project would be the Midwifery Legacies Project. They did have this project closed during COVID, and I currently have an email out to the ACNM Foundation about this. But what that entails is for students that are members of the ACNM, you can contact the ACNM and they will connect you with a senior midwife. And then you will interview that midwife and then write a brief essay about your interview. Now, the project initially was started trying to kind of connect younger midwives and senior midwives, write a paper, and then actually those essays were submitted to the ACNM, and the best essays were actually awarded scholarships and different varying amounts of money. So that had been on hold. I mean, you can still do something like that if you'd like to, if that's an interest of yours. But from what I last heard, the actual project and scholarship portion of it was not available. So I'm still waiting to hear back from the ACNM on that. And then week 10, there's another optional thing. There's a forum that week, which you can normally participate in, like our other forums. If you want to opt out of doing that forum, your other option would be some sort of ACNM involvement. Usually that's contacting your state affiliate and seeing maybe when their meetings are. A lot of them are via Zoom, so you can either go in person or go via Zoom and write up a little paper about what took place. There's certain criteria in week 10. You can certainly read about that and how that meeting went. So you have a couple options throughout the course as to your choices of things you want to do. And then finally, how things are weighted for grading purposes. Our forums are 35%, papers, journals, etc. are 25%. The group project is 35%. The quizzes that you all write that then everyone will take is 5%. And that brings us to the end of the course. So I hope you get a chance to dive in and kind of look through the course, get a feel for it. Week 1 also has some really good organizational strategies. You might want to look at that as to how to keep track of all these assignments and when things are due. And there's some really good organizational tips, and there's some spreadsheets you can even use to help fill in your semester to keep track of things. If you start off right away, it seems to help people stay organized and focused, and that alone takes off some of the stress of the semester. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My information is in the instructor or the course instructor information heading at the top of the of our course. I'm happy to help in any way I can, and I look forward to meeting all of you. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll meet together soon.